Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So here come the Texans now for their first drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 16 carries, 77 yards, and a touchdown.
So, partner, 2 games worth, he's leading the league in rushing, so he's now trending. Is that what they talk about nowadays? You talk about trending? That's what he's doing. He'd like to continue it here in this game.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. And there on your screen, Charles, the key inactives guys out this week.
And there's never anything good about any injury, but there's a silver lining to them, is that it creates opportunity for someone else on the depth chart. Will they take advantage of it with good play, or have they not prepared well, thinking they'll never get on the field and they'll go out there and hurt their team?
The Texans at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind is certainly beats the
nowhere to go. The game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a 3rd down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and it's now 3-0 Texans. So they're able to end that. Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. Taken in at the 3. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. scores. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this? So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Looking to throw. Start. He finds his man. Complete. That's Rose. These two teams all tied after 1. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. He finds his man. Complete. It's Rose.
And he is going to have a Texans first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, Easley. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. Easley.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Bush trying the middle. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out to his left. He rifles one that's intercepted. There he goes right side. The 20. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer team. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they are going to take over right there at the So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Houston set to take over.
They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be fourth down.
.49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And now out comes Houston.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
On 1st and 10, Stark looking middle, and that's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
Well, now they're
on 1st down, Stark. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. On 1st down, easily down to about the 22 here. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. To throw on 2nd down, Stark throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 50. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Stark, and it's caught. And he's brought down. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. They'll try again down here with Bush. And this time he is in.
Yes.
A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Texans get a late score. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the 2nd half. For the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the 3rd quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the second time. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And the Texans will take over. Houston's offense taking over again.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. They run up the middle with Bush. And a gain of 4 gets them right to the midfield stripe.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Bush on 3rd down. And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Here's Bush on 4th down, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. .33 yards is the distance on the punt there.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
And that ball incomplete. He couldn't work free from his defender, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
He finds his man, complete. That's Bush.
And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Back to throw. Stark. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Rose. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. He finds his man, complete. That's Lucas. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. On on the delay, it's Bush.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
They'll hand it off to Bush, and he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Rose.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Looking to throw. Start. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball.
And oh, it'll be intercepted.
And the Buccaneers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And the Texans set to come onto the field.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
They'll try and run for the first with Bush. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. The Texans send the punter out as he's on here to punt it away.
Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
Back to throw. Start. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Now they got to get to the line quickly. Throwing on first down. Stark. Going to throw right side here. Complete.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
On the run, it's Bush. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On third down, Garland. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. On first and 10, Stark. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down. So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting on a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's on the tackle, Panay Sewell.
Looking to throw. Stark. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. And here are the key inactives for them in this one. And obviously, Charles, you're going to be without some important names this week.
Well, hopefully those guys will be on the sidelines encouraging the guys who are going out there and helping them when they come off the sidelines during the game by giving them some tips on what they see and what they've experienced. That's true teamwork. And if you want to get to the playoffs, if you want to have a big push, you have to have that on your squad.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up for the medical staff.
They'll start on the ground here on first down.
To about the 33-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Well, this defense for the Jags, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Now a play fake here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So the completion gets him just a yard, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
The Texans at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season, and they fell in the opener, got back on the beam with a win in week 2, but stumbled again last week to fall under 500.
And despite that stumble, I don't think anyone's too concerned because they've made mistakes that they believe are correctable. And this is a team still getting to know each other. I'm not that concerned, and neither are they.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Jaguars go on offense. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field.
Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
A first down there on a pickup of 25. Now a handoff up the middle. Easily. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
A time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So and the Jaguars send out their punter, standing just outside his own goal line. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll keep it in the hands of Bush. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The Texans on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
And this is caught. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious.
First and goal, Bush. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
To throw on 2nd down. Stark toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Trying to punch it across with Bush. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. On 4th down, Stark. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Texans' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separate. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught and you don't give up much run after the catch.
They'll run it with Bush. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Back to throw. Stark. And incomplete on the deep ball. The Texans send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the second time. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be... And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
So they decline it, and they choose to not give him that down back.
And I think that's the key to everything there. They didn't give up any yardage even on the completed pass. Don't give them an extra down in order to try and pick up a first.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Stark. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. So a change of possession here on the punt. Now the Jags will have great field. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Houston set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off the bootleg. Stark rolling to his right. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Room here to run.
That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. On 1st down, they stick with Bush.
And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Back to throw. Stark. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Call that a very strong gain of 24. They'll run on 1st down. Garland, and he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A give. This is Bush. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Quick throw complete. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Texans are an extra point away.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Taken at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Texans getting set here to take over again on offense. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
This is Bush.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Texans on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun. Stark. And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. On 1st down, Stark. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And the Jaguars are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, obviously. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And this coaching staff, CD, I think you'd agree, pleased with this overall effort.
Oh, I think they're more than pleased, right? They've got to look at each other like, wow, we just pulled this one off in a big way. Great job of motivating, even better job of game planning. They were facing a top 10 defense, so they had to make sure that everything was buttoned down, and they had it ready to go, and their guys executed.
Yeah, they were concerned not only about moving the ball through the air, but also on the ground, but both really started to come in sync. So for the Jags, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Houston, they'll drop down to 1-3, and they'll try to make amends next week as they host the Cleveland Browns. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
And we are underway from Houston. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. That didn't take long to see our first penalty of the game, did it?
We always talk about everyone wanting to get into the game in a hurry. The officials did as well.
Now a give, right side. Easily, and he will force his way forward for a yard or two, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Up the middle they go. Easily, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
And Charles, we see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back on the field in a hurry.
Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and age myself, but I'm going to ask you, when you were in high school and there were injuries, did you hear next man up from your coaches?
Well, you hear it every week now in the NFL, that's for sure.
You know, back when I played, when dinosaurs roamed the earth, you didn't hear next man up. You heard, oh, no, we've got to put in Davis.
And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. The Texans send the punter out, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Browns will take over. And on now is the punter, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Looking to throw. Stark. He finds his man. Complete. It's Lucas. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. Throwing on first down. Stark. He finds his man. Complete. It's Lucas. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. The Texans at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
The numbers for him from a week ago. 6 catches, 5 yards past 100, and a touchdown.
I like the performances he's put up throughout the year. That's the reason he's ranked number 9 in the league in receiving yards. And in a league that throws the ball around like crazy, number 9's a good number.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Off play action. Stark rolling to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns 16. A gain there of 21 yards. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Easily. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
52's the mic. Watch Mike. Watch Mike.
Watch the run. Watch the run. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Check the Panther 11. Panther 11.
Back to throw. Stark. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
Looking to throw. Stark. And he fires one incomplete.
Well, this defense for the Browns, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Check 93's the mic. 93's the mic. I got one. I got one. I got one.
Looking to throw on second down. Stark. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So the Browns send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atoned for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. And that's caught inside the 30.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
On first down, Easley, and he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On 2nd down now, Easley, and he'll get it down this time to the 17. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver, complete.
And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On on second down. Easily. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great play there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really...
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
And he whips that one incomplete there.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. On third down, Stark. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. Trying to run inside, but nothing there.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
2nd and 10.
Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic.
All day, dog.
Back to throw. Stark. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Up the middle they go. Easily. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Good footwork at the 30. It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return.
And the Texans will take over.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far here in the second quarter. On second down now, Easley, and this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. The offense on third down, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2.
Cowboy 80.
52's the mic. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
52's the mic, boys. 52. It's a party now. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Check, check. Tempo.
On second down, Easley. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And now third down and 6 to go.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
He finds his man complete. That's Rose.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
On second down now, Easley, and he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. And they're going to speed things up here. On first and 10, Stark, quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
To throw on second down, Stark. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Flushed out right.
He's going to pick up the first down and then some.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. Is able to set up his offense pretty with a first and goal.
So another third down conversion, and now they've got a first and goal.
Tight end right. Tight end right.
Operating from the gun, Stark. This is caught. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook that can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So a big play. The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkout bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. So here are the Texans to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
54 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, He should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Let's go, D. Tighten
To throw on third down. Start. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Easily. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory.
And they'll accept that penalty.
Come on now. Let's go. All day, every day.
They go play action here on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. It's Lucas.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On 2nd down, easily. And he's going to be met at about the 43.
But that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Get ready. Get ready.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the 1st down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
They'll go again with Bush. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Up the middle they go. Easily. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
66 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 45-yard line. Eluding the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Start. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain it.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From the 6. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Over the middle, complete. That's Lucas. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. They'll run on 1st down. It's Bush, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic. You bet him. 70 Lions.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a 3rd down and about 9 to go.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They'll try the right side with Bush. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And his kick here is good, and that'll bring him back within a point. The Browns send out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
Watch the pass.
The drive starts with a completion left side, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. And they've got to go thank the guys on D.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
And that flag accepted.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Stark. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Bush trying the middle and able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47.
The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
On first down, Garland, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
They'll get only a couple down to the 44. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 30. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
5-2's the Mike. Mike 5-2. Mike 5-2. And QB's
That's out to the left, flat and complete. So that'll be no better than... an incompletion, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They give to Bush going right. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
They'd love to get a little closer if they need to kick the field goal on 4th down. From this spot, it's 46 yards. On 3rd down, Stark. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. And his kick is indeed good, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with... The Browns send out their punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Texans back out there and ready to go. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Watch the edge. Panther 60. Panther 60.
Throwing to start the drive. Stark, he finds his man, complete. That's Rose. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle. Garland.
And this will be a Texans first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
They run up the middle with Bush. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory.
The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Push him back. Watch the safety creep.
They'll keep it on the ground. Bush. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
Good shot. Good shot.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Strip that ball. Strip that ball.
Off the play fake. Stark. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down. Off play action. Stark on the move to his left. It's a short one here. Complete to his tight end. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw. Stark. And this one's incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So they'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Up the middle they go. It's Bush. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line.
61 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Right back to him on 1st down. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll keep it on the ground. Bush, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Bush, and he's got room. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Up the middle they go. It's Bush, and he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you can have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now a handoff up the middle. Garland. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Looking to throw. Stark. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for fourth down. Back to throw. Stark. Throwing middle, and it's complete. He cannot wiggle free. They stop him at the line. Well, Charles, a pretty exhilarating finish to the end of this ball game. At the end, the Hail Mary prayers, though, they went unanswered. Could have won it, but couldn't get it done.
Almost felt schoolyard or playground, didn't it? Yeah, you remember when you called that play? Everybody just go long and try and find someone open. They gave it a shot, but unable to successfully complete it.
So for Houston, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll get another home date next week as the Saints will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens come to town. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.